just here to give my opinion and carry in.
Oh, it's Chris Avalon Unfiltered, bitch. Well, hello, everybody. What's going on? Happy Friday. It's your boy, Chris Avalon, and welcome to a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered, where we basically spill the latest what's going on in the headlines, celebrity news, gossip, anything that got to do with entertainment. We spill it here on this here unfiltered ass show. Hosted by yours truly, Chris Avalon. So for those of you who are tuning in and watching, hey, and how you doing? In the words of my girl, Wendy Williams. Well, I think I put a little too much chapstick. Because I got this chapstick that be smelling really good, and it tastes like candy. And so I was like, oh, let me put this on today because, it's dry out here and it's cold. So before we get into the following topics, do yourselves a solid and hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification button, so that way you know when we go live and all that good stuff. So let me hit my little banners. We put it at the bottom. We got a lot of topics to get to today, including, excuse me, we have news on Hustle. I mean, what is that show called? Rhythm and Flow. Remember that show on Netflix? Well, it's coming back after 5 years of being off the air. It's coming back with new judges. We're going to talk about who's a part of the show. Taraji P. Henson is trying to do some damage control because of all this negative publicity surrounding The Color Purple. She's come out and said that she doesn't like the fact that this film has gotten so much negative feedback and the narrative has shifted because of all the stuff she came out and said. And now everybody's more or less talking about her alleged beef between her and Oprah, the pay disparities, the fact that they didn't have trailers and food and all this other stuff on set. So we're going to talk about that. Plus, Sofia Vergara is being sued for that movie that she's got coming out about Griselda Blanco, the son of the character she's playing, well, the real life woman that she's playing, the Colombian drug lord. He's coming out and filed a lawsuit. The family has filed a lawsuit against Sofia Vergara and Netflix. Erika Jayne is coming for Andy Cohen and said that he needs to keep that same energy with Kyle and Mauricio and their marriage. We talked a little bit about it yesterday, but I'm going to elaborate more on it in today's show. Speaking of housewives, former housewife NeNe Leakes is speaking out about what's going on with Miss Kim Zolciak and her marriage with Kroy Biermann, and she's got thoughts on that. Plus, we are going to dive deep into this whole Halle Bailey thing because apparently she's been posting a lot of stuff about her pregnancy now that it's been confirmed that she's been pregnant, and she's been out here gaslighting her damn fans, and the fans is out here dragging Halle. They need to be dragging DDG too. They need to be dragging that baby father because he's, his clout chasing ass is just as guilty. So they basically are coming in after him and her for gaslighting the fans when everybody's been speculating for months that she was with child. So we're going to talk about that. Plus, Normani is speaking out about an upcoming album. And child, she's been talking about coming out with this new album for probably about as long as that rap show on Netflix has been off the air. What was it? Rhythm and Flow? Rhythm and Flow been off the air damn near 5 years, right? Normani been talking about putting out this album for just as long, and now she's talking about it's coming this year. So we'll talk about that and I'll give my thoughts. Plus, it looks like Susan Lucci and Sarah Michelle Gellar has squashed a long time beef because remember they was going at it on All My Children and all that other stuff. So we're going to talk about that. Kelly Osbourne is talking about that she has what her biggest regret is, something she done said on the episode of The View. She said that that's one of her biggest regrets. We'll talk about that. And we're going to close out the show talking about Drag Race España. The new season is going to be coming out next month. So we're going to talk about who's on the show and my overall thoughts. So yes, like I said before we get to the topics, please hit that like button, that subscribe button. You can also be in that as a live stream. You can leave your comments and stuff as well as we do when we do the show. I do appreciate those of you who do be in the live stream where y'all have your little comments and I go and I respond and we have like our little back and forth banter. So that's one of the main reasons why I love doing live streams. Plus, it is so annoying and so tedious being doing editing with pictures and other shit. So I'm like, you know what? My greatest strength is just going on the live and just running off of my mouth and then everybody interacts because it's an interactive talk show. And so I see Sailor Mermaid is in the building. How you doing? And happy birthday, Sailor Mermaid. Because, today is his birthday. I didn't know you was a Capricorn. Why you ain't tell me? Or maybe you did. I just forgot. Because, every now and again, I'm always on social media talking about how, my Virgo ways. So everybody know by now I'm a damn Virgo. So, but I didn't know he was a Capricorn. Look, my mother and my sister's a Virgo. I have a lot of Virgo friends. Not Virgo, Capricorn. My mother and my sister's a Capricorn. It's like I know a lot of Capricorns. I got a lot of Capricorns in my family, a lot of Leos, a couple of Libras, and a couple of Sagittariuses. But for the most part, it's Capricorn, Leo, and Virgo. That's kind of like my whole cipher. But anyway, so Sailor Mermaid says, honestly, I love Halle, but after the stunt she pulled, she and DDG deserve each other. I pray for her child. Well, you know, when I go in on them, I feel like their whole relationship is no different than Cardi B and Offset. Like, they give me that, except, well, Offset is slightly, well, he's got a couple of hits under his belt. DDG, I only know him for clout chasing, so he don't really give me like he's got this whole situation going, but we're going to talk about that when we get to the topic. And he says, thank you so much. Yeah, I told you I was, oh yeah, you know, look, I can't remember everything. Okay, so, excuse me. So without further ado, let's get into the show. So, Rhythm and Flow is coming back for season 2, which came out, I think in like 2020 or 2021 or something or another. The original judges on the show was Cardi B, Chance the Rapper, and T.I. Since speaking of Cardi B, when we was talking about her, and they said that they launched the indie rap career of Inglewood MC D Smoke, whose debut album Black Habits was nominated for a Best Rap Album Grammy in 2021. Well, I don't know what's happened to them. I don't know who this person is. I didn't really watch Rhythm and Flow like that. I knew of it because of two things. One, Cardi B was on it, and number two, out rapper Cakes the Killer was on the show. And then I remember the whole situation going viral because he posted it on his social medias that they made a big deal about him being a gay rapper. I'm like, sis. Yeah, well, first of all, not even just her, but all of them that was on that show. Y'all been in this industry long enough to know all the homosexuals that work in front of and behind the damn camera. So I don't know why y'all trying to act brand damn new, like you ain't no gay rappers or something. But she had to sensationalize it, and they had to make a big deal. And I remember he was kicked off the show early because that's when I heard about it. But with this upcoming set of judges, this sounds pretty interesting, and I just might check it out. So according to Deadline, it says the hip hop music competition series is back for a second season, featuring new judges DJ Khaled, Ludacris, and Latto. The streamer also announced that Eminem will be a special guest who will join the battles round from a surprise location. Additional music industry guests up for the show, in which a panel of judges aim at discovering the next generation's rap star, will be revealed at a later date. The series is currently in production for a premiere later this year. In fact, Rhythm and Flow executive producers Jesse Collins and Dion Harmon left LA immediately after the Emmy Awards ceremony, which they executive produced on Monday night. They flew to Atlanta, the main production hub for season 2 of Rhythm and Flow, which is also filming in other cities across the country. It says the season features a powerhouse panel of judges, each with a distinct and influential role in hip hop culture. In this significant moment for the genre, the focus extends beyond the music alone. We're seeking unconventional voices and authentic stories that peel back layers and invite fans to immerse themselves in the contestants' world as we spotlight the continually evolving spirit of hip hop. Actually, and then it says, well, before we get to my thoughts, they said that they walk away with a grand prize of $250,000 and the title of hip hop's newest star. Well, look, I didn't even know this, but Latto was on the show. Latto was a contestant on this show. So I actually always said that I like the idea of them picking someone who was on a reality show and making them a judge. Similar to like what I said, I like the idea of like a Kelly Clarkson or somebody. If you're going to bring American Idol back, you have a Kelly Clarkson or what's his name? An Adam Lambert or somebody like of that magnitude. Because I believe Adam Lambert did judge The Voice or whatever. And I think he did it overseas. In America, y'all be picking these boring ass. Who cares about Luke Bryan and some damn Lionel Richie? Lionel Richie is from my parents' generation, and Katy Perry. Like, really? That whole group is like we haven't had a really good group of judges since the original American Idol was Simon, Paula, and Randy. I can't tell you who won The Voice, but I do like this idea of like a hip hop thing. And I already know Dr. Umar probably fuming because they got, Eminem going to be a part of the show too. And Eminem is, whether or not some people want to agree with it, he is a part of hip hop history. Like, he is someone who has given us a lot of hits. Now, lately, the music ain't musicking, but back in the day, Eminem was a big deal when I was growing up. So we're not going to deny that. But I do like this series of judges. I did see some people in the comments talking about, when I was reading up about it, it's like, why they got DJ Khaled? Like, what significant role has DJ Khaled played in hip hop except yelling "We the best" over beats? I mean, he's still prominent in the music industry. Look, he just produced the song that, what was it? I forget the name of it. The recent song with Mary J. Blige and Remy Ma. He's all over that, but I don't know if he's just like Diddy, where they just be shouting over songs and thinking that, oh, that's a production credit. But I don't know. So with DJ Khaled notwithstanding, I do not mind the fact of Ludacris. Ludacris is a hip hop legend. He's had many a hits. And he's from Atlanta. He represents Atlanta. And I do like the idea of Latto. I did see some people say, why not Nicki Minaj or whatever? I don't know why. Maybe she's too expensive. Also, did y'all forget that Nicki Minaj once upon a time was a judge on American Idol? We seen how that worked out between her and Mariah Carey always fighting. So I don't know. Maybe something with Nicki Minaj, she don't play well with others. Also, it's like she has a kid and she's about to go on tour and she has this new album. So they said it's currently filming. So I don't think in her schedule she would have been able to do that. So it could be a plethora of those things. But yeah, so on that note, good luck to y'all. I'm looking forward to when this show comes out, and I hope they do a week to week thing and don't just throw it up there all in one day. Because I hate when Netflix does that with shows. It's like when y'all throw up a show and you could just binge it in within a couple of days or whatever, like the whole weekend. It doesn't give people a chance to really celebrate and enjoy the show. That's why I like the way what's Prime Video, what they do with their shows. Like they just did with Reacher. Reacher just ended its third season yesterday, and I watched it. It was great. They released the first 3 episodes and then they release episodes weekly. If Netflix could take on that whole idea, I think more people would be interested in wanting to watch a lot of their shows and they can get those numbers up instead of being so quick to cancel things, you know, after one damn season. Y'all gotta change our strategy because the whole binging thing, I don't know. I don't feel like that really works for a lot of people anymore. Because even with me, when it comes to certain shows that I watch, I like to stretch it out and take my time. Like when that show, the Brother's Son with Michelle Yeoh came out, I stretched that out for days before I finished it because I was like, oh my God, this show was so good. I didn't want it to end. So I took my time. I take my time with show. I don't sit up in here and binge like people use. Like it's too much stuff on TV. So I'll be having to like alternate between stuff. So I'll probably watch 3 episodes here, one show. I'll jump and watch 2 episodes of this show, and I'll watch one of this show. So I like to jump around. I like to play TV hopscotch every now and again. That's what we'll call it. Okay, so I see we got some comments. Let me jump up into that. I said nobody liked Nicki Minaj in the okay, so I feel Netflix believes in the binge watching. They do, but they have to realize that that strategy doesn't really work. That they could do we'll throw up the whole 8 episode season, and people will tune in. But we've realized that when you do 3 episodes of a show just to get people's appetites wet, and then you release it weekly, people get interested. They did that trick with Reacher, and this is like the highest rated show that they've had on that streaming service. So that trick, I've realized, well, that idea seems to work better with people. Or then there's some people that's like, you know what, I'll wait till the season's over and I'll just watch it all at once. Some people could do that. So it all depends. But I think for the most part, to keep things going viral and to keep that momentum with people, when you release it week to week, it keeps people interested in talking about it. So we need those water cooler moments. So I think that's what it is. Chad, you want to know something? I think yesterday, remember when I was telling y'all that my ring light went out? I was like, wait a minute, before the show started, I'm like, my ring light, well, it didn't go out today, thank the Lord. But I think I figured out what it was. I had too much stuff on because it was like I had my ring lights on, I had my mic, my camera, all my performing equipment set up, but I also had the heat on because it was so damn cold. So I realized this is why studios be keeping that shit freezing. One, to keep you awake, and number two, it could blow a gasket. So I think the electricity, too many things was on, and the electricity did something. So it was like, okay, one of y'all got to go off. So you either gonna be hot with no light, or you're gonna be cold with light. So now today, I don't have the heat on, and now everything is working. It's funny how that works. Child, look, it's hard out here trying to produce your own show, but I love it though. I like the fact, look, it gets to save me money too, because no shade, I live for EJ, but it was just like, look, since doing producing and everything on my own and stuff, I'm able to save a little coin because I'm paying too much stuff. Look, New York, it ain't cheap living out here in New York. Shit. Okay, so talking to some people, they take their time because they have 5 or 6 shows they like, but Netflix doesn't like that. They want the social engagement. Yeah. I mean, what social engagement? Are they interacting with the people on social media? But I realize they gotta stretch stuff out because it's like, okay, so we done seen the brother son, we done seen Stranger Things in one weekend. We ain't talking about it by week 2. We done moved on. So they gotta work, they gotta think about that. It's about, I guess it's also about, like you said, the social media interaction. But it is what it is, I guess. Okay, so let's get into our next topic and talk about the color purple. Because they still in the news. And so, throughout I'm sure y'all remember because we've been talking about it. It seemed like every time I come on live and do a damn show, we talking about there's drama with the color purple. There's always something going on, and there's always some on set, on behind the scenes, something going on with the show. So that Taraji has been very vocal about, stuff that's been going on behind the scenes, including like mistreatment on set and pay disparities, not only on the set of The Color Purple, but throughout her entire career when it comes to stuff. She said the last time I think she had a pay raise was when she did Proud Mary. Now, I haven't seen, funny enough, don't throw tomatoes at me, but I have not seen Proud Mary. However, I do have Stars on Hulu, and I did see that they added it. So I'm going to probably watch it this weekend. I also think I'm gonna watch The Color Purple this weekend too. And I'm gonna tell you how you can watch it. You ain't even gotta go to the movies. Please hold. Okay, so according to Complex, they said now she wants to gossip about the film's making and promotional efforts to stop spiraling out of control. Now, throughout the Color Purple promo, Henson discussed being underpaid as a black actress, nearly declining to play Shug Avery in the musical drama, and you know, said that the producers requested that actors drive themselves to set in rental cars. When everybody knows if you work on a damn set or you're an actor, you are insured, of course, by SAG-AFTRA. Why else would you be paying dues? So, as an actor, you're supposed to be driven to work, not driving, because if you, God forbid, something happens, then what? So, in a statement to USAtoday.com, Henson asked that the public choose to focus on the film instead of what occurred behind the scenes. Said, I hope that they can focus back on this film because right now, to me, it feels like what I said is now becoming louder than the beautiful film. And that's not fair to me or anybody in the film. This is what she continued by saying, added that because the film deals with women who are oppressed, who live in an oppressed system, men and women, and all the characters in the film except for the white people. So that movie is about healing. That movie is about sisterhood. Now, sharing similar remarks were TCP lead Fantasia Barrino and the film's producer Oprah Winfrey, who said numerous times that she doesn't have issues with Henson, saying that people are saying that I was not supporting Taraji. Taraji will tell you herself that I've been the greatest champion of this film. But you wouldn't have said if you was a champion of her, though. This is what she told Entertainment Tonight while attending the 81st Annual Golden Globes. She said, championing not only the behind-the-scenes production, but also everything that everybody needed. So there's that. But here's the thing, what I got to say about this. Taraji, now you put this stuff out here. You the one that was going on interviews and yes, people was asking you the questions and you answered it. You have to realize that we are living in an age of sensationalism. So when you come out and you say some stuff about, well, they wasn't paying me the money that I felt like I was owed when I've been in this business for over 2 decades and they still paying me crumbs and I always have to consistently prove myself, whereas my white counterparts don't really have to fight as hard for pay when they make it to a certain status. But I, as a black woman, have to do that. You can't get mad when you putting all this tea out here and then you making it seem like, okay, that there was some body language situation that was going on top of the Empire State Building and all these things that was, and then y'all sitting up in there at the, what was it, the People's Choice, the Critics' Choice, Somebody Choice Awards, and y'all getting pizza out of a damn box, and then you got Fantasia looking all deadpan talking about where the lamb chops. Now, when you saying all of this stuff, you can't get mad at how people react to the tea that you put out there. You can't control the narrative because now what you have done is you have taken this, you've taken all these things that you said on this thing and you have pretty much overshadowed the movie. So people out here are thinking that, so now she's trying to put the situation on the movie when in fact, okay, so now the movie is not doing well at the box office. I mentioned that in passing yesterday. I was saying like, okay, it's The Color Purple's flop. The movie, I think, has $100 million budget. I don't know exactly if it's $100 million. It might be $100 million plus. So apparently it has an $100+ million budget. We'll just say that to be on the safe side. The movie so far, I believe, at the box office has grossed about $60 to $65 million. That's underperformance since Christmas. But now, and this makes perfect sense why, when I was on Prime Video yesterday, when I was watching the finale of Reacher, I happened to be scrolling because I was like, let me scroll all over Prime Video and see what's going on over here, especially like the recently dropped straight VOD, all that other stuff. I wanted to see what movies. So apparently, you can watch The Color Purple if you go on Prime Video. If you got $20, you can rent it. If you want to buy it, it's $25. It's going to run you $25. So if y'all want to go out there and you want to see this film, you don't have to leave your house. You can actually go and rent the film. But I think for the most part, there's a lot of factors that I think is played in why this movie is flopped. I think many reasons. One, because I've been thinking about it. And then plus when I saw this and stuff and I'm having conversations with friends behind the scenes, I think the reason why this movie isn't doing well, number one, people are tired of seeing Black people in peril on TV and in films. We're tired of Black trauma. We know it's about healing. We know it's about all these other things, but I'm tired of seeing Black women getting beat. I'm tired of seeing Black women getting raped. I'm tired of seeing men doing the God utmost craziest stuff to women. I'm tired of the toxic masculinity. We see we get bombarded with so much of this on social media between all the Black blogs and the shit y'all be posted on there where some people saying dumb stuff out of their mouth, the toxic masculinity that's coming out of a lot of these dudes, the homophobia, the transphobia, all of this stuff that's been circulating on social media. By the time we get to the movies that I'm trying to escape, I got to deal with this shit here too. Now, anybody got time for that? So I think that's one of the reasons. Number two, ain't nobody got time for musicals. Like me, I don't have the patience for musical movies. Now, if it was on Broadway, I would want to go see it. I do like seeing live Broadway shows. However, seeing a Broadway show in film form, I ain't got the patience. Like I told you, I watched West Side Story, the remake, and I watched In the Heights. Didn't like either. I just don't. It just doesn't gel with me. And also, when I remember, I was having a conversation with Robert yesterday, because I see there's a lot of comments over here, but I'm gonna get to those in a second. I think a lot of the thing also is they were saying like that it was the casting. They felt like they wanted bigger names to be a part of this. I don't even think that had to do with it because I remember at one point we talked about on this show they wanted Beyonce or Rihanna to be a part of the film in the lead roles. That I heard that Whoopi Goldberg does have a part in the film and they wanted to expand on her part. They wanted her to play the maid before Sofia I think becomes the maid. They wanted that got knocked up by the mayor. Remember one come live with me, be my maid. Hell no. What she say to me? Hastard. No. That's what, remember that whole scene? And then she got knocked out because she was about to fight all them white people. That man came out with the butt of his gun and knocked Sofia down on the ground and her whole bloomers was showing. I remember that scene. Now, I don't know if they showed that up in the new movie. Wait, hold on. I saw I had something in my eye. But anyway, where did I? See, this is what happened when you part Asian. You start saying all kinds of crazy shit in your eye. But anyway, so getting back to this situation, so I think a lot of factors play in it. They had other celebrities in it. Like I know Sierra got a small part. They got Halle Bailey. Speaking, we're gonna talk about her later on. She got a part in the movie. She played Nettie, I believe, as a younger Nettie. So and also I think it was the musical thing, and I also think that people was like, well, why y'all remaking a movie that is a classic? We love the original. It didn't need to be remade into a different version. So they ain't like that. It's the same complaint that people talking about this new Mean Girls movie. They was like, we don't need no new Mean Girls movie. Why y'all making another Mean Girls? And then then they made it into a musical. Y'all just can't leave them well alone. Why can't we come up with original IPs? Like I'm over this shit where Hollywood thinking they playing it safe by coming out with y'all remaking every damn or it's got to be a superhero movie. So there's a lot of factors playing in it. And then also, it's like, you know what? Oprah was asserting herself and spreading herself all over the world. Oprah Winfrey Presents. And I know this is under Harpo and this, that, and the third. But I'm like, Oprah, you was never a lead in the film. You played a side character. You played a supporting role. The main part was Whoopi. And Whoopi should have been the one that's pushed out into the forefront. I also heard that they wanted Jamie Foxx to play Mr. or Mahershala Ali. I don't know how I feel about that. And then they wanted to give Mahershala, or they wanted to give Mr. like a arc where he's like no longer problematic. And then Oprah was against it because she wanted to keep the source material what it was. So there's a whole lot of factors that could have gone into it. I don't know what could have went wrong, but I think overall, look, we could speculate till the cows go home. But I just think personally, I think the reason why people was having a problem with this film, or the reason why the movie flopped, was because it's they don't want to mess with a classic, or people they don't like the idea of people messing with a classic, or people didn't like the idea that they're remaking this movie, that it's black trauma, of course, being on camera. Can we ever see something more inspirational? Why don't we have like real black superhero films and stuff? The only one we had so far is Black Panther. So why can't we see different aspects of black people being celebrated instead of always it being rooted in trauma and violence and abuse? We understand that it's all about sisterhood and all that other stuff, but no, a lot of people don't want that. So I don't know. And then on top of that, I remember I forgot to mention this too. Robert was saying, and in the conversations, he was saying to me, he was like, I think it's also, it could be that, Fantasia is not star material. Like Fantasia was hot 15 years ago. She ain't hot now. And I live for her and I live for the music, but ain't nobody been checking for Fantasia in a minute. But I get it. They wanted to keep her for the musical. I mean, for this film, because she was in the musical, so they wanted to keep it as close to the source material as possible. And so there could be a lot of and also that they feel like the demographic skewer is older, and a lot of older people aren't really going to the movies like that, especially post COVID. And we've already had 2 writer strikes and actor strikes and all kinds of stuff. So the movie theaters is hurting right now. Look, the stock for the AMC theaters is in the toilet, and I heard it's like $4 a share. So they struggling over there. But anyway, so let's move on, and because we got a lot, I see a lot of comments. Hold on now. It's a lot of comments now. Um, oh, so did we talk about this already? Oh yeah. It said Warner blamed her and Oprah for it flopping, but like I said, Wonka is a success story. The age demographic for The Color Purple is not going to the theaters. They need someone like a Rihanna or Bey for money. Well, Beyonce couldn't do it because she was busy out here working on that Renaissance era, which thank God she did. And I don't know if Beyonce would have had the range to want to go there and play that part, especially unpacking all that stuff. And then people would have had a problem because they're like, Celia ain't light skin. They would have had a problem with her playing her. She probably could have played Nettie. But I don't know. Beyonce don't give me range. Beyonce always look like she want to control everything. And when this is why Madonna's acting career never worked. Because it's like you can't, when you're an actor, you are not in control. You get to be in control of the music and how you want to project yourself as a musician and an artist. When you're an actor, you are giving yourself over to this part and you have to do whatever they want. And then I heard also that some people saying that Oprah's jealous of Whoopi because Whoopi, first of all, is an EGOT winner. She's one of, I believe they only have 19 EGOT, holders running around. The most recent one was Elton John. He's the 19th person to become an EGOT. I think the last person before him was Jennifer Hudson. So, he's pretty much that Whoopi is one of those members of the EGOT community. And yeah, Oprah's a billionaire. She's got all this stuff. But here's the thing what people need to realize. It ain't about having how much money you got in the bank. It ain't how much, shares you hold, in your repertoire. Some people want to be taken seriously as an artist, as a producer, and all those things. And Oprah ain't got that. Whoopi does. So, and look, we saw the proof was in the pudding when we watched the cast of The Color Purple. The first time around, they came out and gave Whoopi a standing ovation, was talking about how she's an inspiration. So many people come on The View and tell me that. And yes, that is true about Whoopi. And then and then recently Coleman Domingo, I think on this past Monday, was on an episode of The View promoting his role as Mr. in The Color Purple. And he was also promoting Rustin because it was Martin Luther King's birthday. Bey and Rustin had a hand in starting the whole March on Washington, that sort of thing, and got Martin Luther King involved in that sort of thing. So he was there. He stood up, gave us, applause, all other stuff. Everybody stood up at the table and gave Whoopi her flowers. She was there, she felt what she felt. But yeah, I think maybe Oprah, there might be a little jealousy in that with Miss Oprah Winfrey. And yeah, people do love Timothy Chalamet. I mean, he is a hot commodity right now. Look, I remember when Timothy Chalamet was on, oh my God, what was the name of that damn show that used to be on Showtime? He was on the second season with Claire Danes, and it was like a spy show. He was on that. That's why I remember Timothy Chalamet. That's how far back I go with Timothy Chalamet. And he dated Madonna's daughter. That's how I've been knew about him, because they went to the same performing arts high school. So him and Lourdes. So that's why I know him. But yeah, Timothy's career has definitely had this big resurgence, and he is quite popular. And we'll see how many people actually go to see Dune. Because let me tell y'all, Dune's damn near 3 hours long. So if you, hopefully y'all got the patience to sit through the movie. I mean, I'm looking forward to Dune because I like Dune. I like the first one. I never got to read the books, but I loved what Denis Villeneuve did with the Dune series. So I'm actually looking forward to what he's doing with that. Okay, so let's get to these other comments so that way we can move on to the rest of the topics. So, like we said, Black people want more celebratory stories and not being oppressed victims. It sounds like Warner is forcing her to change the narrative, and people can see that, yeah, and said, look, it's too late. At this point, people are not going to go to the movies and see this movie. I think the people that went to go see The Color Purple will go see The Color Purple. But like I said, if you don't want to go to the movies and have to sit through watching Black trauma for the umpteenth damn time, because Oprah loved doing Black trauma films. That Henrietta Lacks thing, even though it was based on a true story, she did that. They said that movie flopped in the box office too, but I don't recall that being in the movies. I recall that being on HBO. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I do remember the Henrietta Lacks movie being on HBO. The Beloved movie with Tandy Newton. That movie, nobody. That was another Black trauma movie. Nobody want to go see that. Oprah loved doing movies where she got to play like a woman that speak ebonics or uneducated. Like that's her stretch to her. That's her stretching as an actress or promoting. Like I said, because she's always comes across as very highly intelligent. She speaks well, that sort of thing. Now, if people take that as a stereotype, you need to understand where I'm coming from with that because I'm trying to juxtapose the situation. Is that Oprah has this thing where she speaks well, she comes across as intelligent, that sort of thing. So she's this highfalutin Black woman. You know, there are differences in the way certain Black people carry themselves and how they thumb their nose down at people who they look at, like a Cardi B, who sounds unintelligent, but then when you heard her speak on certain topics, it's like, okay, yes, sis, you smart. Like when she talk politics, Cardi B could talk you down with the politics. So that's why I get with her. But then she be sounding dumb when it comes to talk about her stupid ass relationships. That's a whole nother story. But look, we all can't be excel at everything. Some of us have our strengths and our weaknesses. I got mine too. So, so yeah, but y'all notice if you look at old stuff that Oprah loved playing like some down regular or some woman that looked like she was a slave or something. She loved playing that shit up. So, you know, I'm all for all the things she's done, but let's call it what it is. Okay, so honestly, another reason why many Black people, especially a lot of Black women being vocal about this, are tired of same old Black struggle and trauma trouble. Exactly. And that's why I said that's why I haven't seen it. So I'm gonna go back and forth in my brain and decide. I'm gonna have a little wrestling match with myself and be like, am I gonna sit and watch this movie? And well, I'm gonna rent The Color Purple. I know some people got 5, 6, all this stuff. You know, I always try to contribute to the industry. Like I'm not somebody. I don't like doing all this stuff. So if I want to see something, I'm gonna rent it. I ain't buying it because The Color Purple musical look like something I'm gonna do. It's gonna be a one and done for me. But I will support the film and watch it in that way. But yeah, and I'm the same way. I'm tired of watching these struggle movies and trauma tropes and stuff. That's why I don't really watch a lot of No Shade. I don't watch a lot of Black centered films because this is the programming that they want to put out there. I don't want to see, you know, films or programming with just Black people busting guns or acting like gangsters or criminal activity or, you know, slaves and people getting beaten, robbed, or women getting raped. Like, I'm tired of seeing them films. Like, you can interject that in certain things, but that shouldn't be the focal point, is what I'm saying. There's got to be other. That's why I love the, you know, Black Panther, because it's like we got a little something different that is like in the culture, but it's uplifting the people. It's showing that, yeah, there's so much more to life than busting guns and being a baby mama or a baby father or whatever the case is. He said it's on Max. Wait, what's on Max? I forget what comments. Oh, you talking about the Henrietta Lacks movie? My nose is itching. Well, that's the drama behind the scenes too. Yeah, exactly. So, and then look, Taraji can't control, like, you allowed that to overshadow what y'all was doing. It says it's a 2-hour music video. Ain't nobody got time for it. We want correct and positive promotion like Black Panther, Moon Girl, or Craig of the Creek. Yes, we do. Yeah, Mean Girls is only 20 years old. Look, we don't, every decade, we don't, or 2 decades or 3 decades, we don't need to keep remaking the same old crap. They say, hell, that's so Raven twitches or up and away. Look, speaking of which, we got Wizards of Waverly Place getting a reboot, but they bringing one of the brothers back. I wish they would bring back Jake T. Austin's character because he was the other brother, Max. So I'm like, why did they bring him back? And I love me some Jake T. I used to have a crush on him, but I was like, oh, he a cutie. But I don't know what happened to him. And then, what was it? The actor that played Zeke, child, we already know what he doing. If y'all seen his OnlyFans or his Twitter, he out here doing porn. I just seen a video of him the other day sticking a male appendage up his butt. I was like, yeah, child, things is thinging over there. So he talking about. I saw he posted on Twitter. He was like, oh, so what happened to? I mean, are they going to invite me back? Are they going to recast the role? I said that was the question I was asking the minute I heard there was a reboot of Wizard, or reboot qual, or was a requel of Wizards of Waverly Place coming. So they said they refused to take a risk. People are mad at Warner Brothers Discovery and kept their $500 million deal with Harpo Film. Well, look, the only thing I'm looking forward to with Warner Brothers is what Peter Safran and James Gunn are going to do with the new DCU. That's all I'm interested in. At this point, I don't care about whatever else comes out. Oh, yeah, I do care. Well, since it's part of Warner, I do care about Doom too. But anything else that has to do with that, I don't care what happens with, all the other stuff or whatever products that they have coming down. I told you I had a lot of common. And the age demographic don't go to the movies. Oprah always is box office poison. The love flopped. Everything she did flopped the box office. Well, yeah, she's not movie material. And, the sooner she loves that, the sooner she learns that, the better. It's like with Tyra Banks, she thrived off of girls' trauma on America's Next Top Chef, and she's still getting dragged over that, which I don't understand why. Because I'm just like, the show was what it was back in the day, and yeah, people are commenting about it now, but I'm like, look, it was the times. We wasn't really bothered by it back then, or maybe we just didn't have social media to bitch on because we didn't have a way to get that out there. But now that people are rewatching episodes of America's Next Top Model, I do see people coming out and saying that. But look, if they decide to revive the show, or they decide to do another show with models, they know what they can't get away with. And you can't be up in there being messy or talking about what Tyra Banks talking about when they got to go up there and cut their hair. Oh, it grows back. I said, easy for your ass to say, all you do is stick wigs, weaves, and extensions in your damn hair. So, of course, you could say that. But that's the industry anyway. I would rather y'all start putting hair, fake hair or wigs or whatever on your hair anyway, because you keep allowing that heat to get to your hair, that shit'll strip away it'll destroy your hair eventually with too much heat on your hair. That's how when Whitney made, she rest in peace, was always talking about, she said, my hair's all up in the hair. It's braided into a little French braid and I got a wig on because I'm not going to fuck up my hair. That's what she said. And then Mean Girls basically said, this isn't your mama's Mean Girls. I'm turning 40 this year. I never felt attacked. Yeah, well, that's what I said. Look, and at the end of the day, when they want to remake movies or whatever, I don't get mad about that no more. Because I'm just like, okay, if it's out there and we watch it and it sucks, then it sucks. But I'm going to move on and I'm going to watch out this. We still got the original. So it is what it is. Okay, so let's get to our next topic and talk about Miss Sofia Vergara. Speaking of Netflix, that we was talking about earlier. So apparently, Griselda Blanco's adult children, acting as representatives of her estate, have filed a lawsuit against Sofia Vergara and Netflix, aiming to block the release of the series, claiming the unauthorized use, of their family's image and likeness. Now, according to the Daily Mail, Vergara, 51, who was slammed by the son of cocaine godmother Blanco, stars in the series, which tells the story of how Blanco's legendary reign paved the way for the most infamous Colombian cartel. Now, a lawsuit obtained by TMZ and launched by Blanco's adult kids, acting as representatives for her estate, names Vergara as a defendant and Netflix, with the estate suing both parties over what they claim is the unauthorized use of their family's image and likeness in the upcoming series. Now, the series is set for release on January 25th, but the family are trying to block its release and have asked the judge for an injunction. Now, Griselda's son, which I have to say is absolutely genius, what she named her child. She named him Michael Corleone Blanco. Now, if y'all seen The Godfather, y'all definitely know who Michael Corleone is. So anyway, which is funny because Sofia Vergara's oldest child, I think, did she have another kid? I think she only has one. She named him Manolo, which was after the character in Scarface. So it's funny how everybody's naming their kids after, and she's playing the role of Griselda, but they both named their kids after notorious characters in gangster movies. But anyway, so it also says Michael Corleone Blanco claims he's been doing interviews for years to try to get his and his mother's life story on paper in the hopes of developing it into a production. He also alleges that interviews date back to 2009 and continue into 2022. He claimed that unnamed parties wanted to develop the story into a book and says they told him they started shopping it around Hollywood in 2016. Now, he's alleging that they pitched it to a producer ahead of a meeting with Netflix about it and claims he was told that Netflix was interested but did not want to use any of the information from the interviews he had done, which is stupid because it's like if I'm watching a movie that's supposed to be based on a true story, I'm expecting that they're going to go and do all the research and pull from whatever they're pulling from and put it as fact. This is probably the same issue they had with that damn Jeffrey Dahmer series that they came out with when the people behind the scenes was pissed off. I mean, I was here for the fact that Niecy Nash got her Emmy for playing, one of the real life women in the film, who was out here trying to warn the police and tell them that that man was up there killing them damn boys, but they didn't want to listen because he plotted himself into the hood so that way people wouldn't even think about a white man out here hacking up white and black men and eating them and keeping them in little containers and stinking up the whole apartment complex. So this sounds like the same BS that Netflix is doing with this film. I also didn't realize that her son, because I was like, oh, he'd be interesting to know because I see what he looked like. He's attractive. I was like, he should be on I could see him on like on a TV show, reality show. I didn't know he was on that Cartel Crew show because I never got around to watching it. Every time I see stuff like that, I'm like, oh God, here we go with these people these wannabe mob wives type shows. So I never really got into it because I always thought it was a regurgitation of those type of things. But maybe I should have watched it. It would have been interesting. But look, I didn't know this, that Michael, they've done, he's survived 9 assassination attempts, and his mother had him out here selling drugs since he was 9. So he's removed himself from that whole world. It took a lot for him to get out of that life, but now he's got his own weed business, which is, I guess, is better than none. At least weed is legal, so at least he's doing that. So they said that he's her only surviving son. Also, he also criticized the disrespectful decision to transform Sofia's superstar looks with facial prosthetics for her portrayal of his famous mother, the first female criminal billionaire who held a reign of terror during Miami's cocaine cowboys drug wars of the 70s and 80s. Sofia, who's 51, previously revealed it took 2 hours in the makeup chair to transform into Griselda, and Michael made it clear he was furious with the interpretation, saying, "My mother was a beautiful woman, and it's crazy that a lot of people say, no, you got to look more like a drug addict. The fact that they call her ugly, that really offends me." Well, I have to say, Michael is attractive, but in regards to Griselda, yeah, she didn't have a conventional beauty to her. I'm gonna say this: she was giving more Yolanda Saldivar-Ortiz, more or less, than Sofia Vergara. That's kind of like what she reminded me of in that whole vibe, how she looked. Now, if y'all don't know who Yolanda Saldivar is, you better check. Is she still alive? She the one that shot Selena. So that's like homework. But yeah, she do get everybody. She do give me Yolanda Saldivar-Ortiz. But I just say this, that I do want to see this movie, but with all this drama that's going on, I would just be like, you know what? All you have to do is go out and do your own film, make your own little movie, see if you could try to get somebody else to do it. I did hear that Jennifer Lopez is supposed to be doing a version of this film as well. She's supposed to be playing Griselda. I don't know what's going on with that. I do know the next role that Jennifer Lopez got coming out is promoting that album that she got coming out, and the movie This Is Me Now musical video, whatever it is being called over there on Prime Video. And then she's supposed to be filming Kiss of the Spider Woman, which is supposed to be a movie. So I don't know what's going on with her version of the Griselda Blanco film. But I don't see Jennifer Lopez going in and put on the prosthetics. All you got to do is put no makeup on J-Lo, and I think she will kind of give you that rough around the edges look, or the makeup that they use to make you look like you ain't got no makeup on. So that'll probably be that. But yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on the story as it develops. I definitely want to see this film and what they do with it, because I was sitting there saying, like, maybe that's what he should have did, is he should have probably just waited to see what they did with the film and give his give his weigh in on it and give his thoughts. But if he's feeling a certain way about it, he has every right. This is his family's, this is his life that's going to be portrayed on the screen. I'm sure he's probably going to make him, his they'll have some actor playing him in the film, is what I'm trying to say. So they basically said, to wrap this up, he now lives as a suburban dad with wife Marie Ramirez de Arellano and their 3 children while running a successful weed business. Reflecting on why he feels it's so important to tell his family story, he said, "I am a history buff, so I believe that history should be told not only by the victors, but by the losers. You can call me what you want, but I'm in both worlds. Some people will say you're glorifying the lifestyle. I glorify my mother, but when you read my book and you see my public apology to the masses and to the victims of the 70s and 80s cocaine and crack wars," he finished saying, I'm apologetic because I myself am a victim. I buried 22 members of my family. I survived countless assassination attempts. Look at the way I lost my mother. Yeah, because I believe they lit her ass up with bullets when the way she died. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing this film and what it's all about. I'm a side-eye Netflix because, Netflix don't be accurate with a lot of the stuff they put out here, but I'm going to watch it. I'm going to be entertained, but I hope, and I think he said he has a documentary on Tubi. So I'm going to look that up and see what that side of the story entails. I know we had issues talking about Tubi and all the other stuff, but, about the man who owns it and the fact that Black people got their products over there on the Tubi network and the drama that's around that. I told you I seen the behind the breakdown from Roland Martin. But I'm gonna look up his documentary on Tubi and watch that. But I'm gonna also watch this other thing and then compare the notes. And I hope that he's able to turn his story into a film, because to me, I always feel like it holds more weight when family members come out and tell the docuseries the entire thing. Sometimes, not all the time, because like I told you, I hated Bohemian Rhapsody. And it was because the bandmates wanted to make it more about them and then tried to get a queer wash, because that's my version of whitewashing, when you want to erase anything queer from a queer character. They tried to queer wash Freddie Mercury. All of a sudden, he like coochie throughout the whole movie, and then there's one scene where you see him kind of going into a public bathroom. The crew, I'm like, get off my line with this bullshit. And so that's why I wish that version of that movie that came out would have been about who was gonna play him? Borat, the actor, Sacha Baron Cohen. He was supposed to originally play Freddie Mercury and said he was willing to gay it up. He wanted to really go there with the character, but they were against it. So you got these people out here, the bandmates, the people in the background that play the music, mad because they weren't the stars. It was all about Freddie Mercury. But you can't be mad because people gravitate more towards the singer and the talent than you sitting back there strumming a goddamn guitar. Like you Morgan Wade performing at Kyle Richards' best friend funeral. Memorial, whatever they call that. We're gonna talk about that in a second. But yeah, good luck with y'all. I see we got a comment. So I'm in love with Sophia's oldest son. I want to well, yeah. Manolo is a cutie. And that's what I say. It's funny how like she has a kid that she named Manolo after, the character in Scarface, who, spoiler alert, if you ain't seen that movie and it's over 40 years old, where the hell have you been? Like, I was mad when he was killed by his own friend because he married his sister, didn't even know it. That's because he was on that damn booger sugar. Every 5 seconds, he was out there snorting mountains of the booger sugar. Tony Montana. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, I just watched Scarface, what was it, like maybe a week or two ago. I love that film. Okay, so let's get to our next topic and talk about Andy Cohen. Andy Cohen and Erika Jayne. And shout out to Erika Jayne, because you want to know something? I'm going to be honest, I have not really been a fan of Erika Jayne for the past maybe 2 or 3 seasons. But this season, if this is done a redemption arc for her, I don't know what it is. Well, job well done on who was able to turn around, or maybe she's doing it on her own. But I've definitely been living for Erika Jayne this season and everything that she's been all about. I've been liking her a whole lot more. Now, Kyle is a different damn story. She get on my goddamn nerves with how fake and phony she is. But anyway, let's get into the story. So Erika recently appeared on Watch What Happens Live and called out Andy Cohen for playing favorites when it comes to holding certain cast members' feet to the fire whenever they're in the hot seat. Now, while appearing on the show on Wednesday, January 17th show, Erika seemingly put her co-star in blast. Now, in the episode, Erika suggested that she wanted to see Kyle being put in the hot seat at the upcoming season 13 reunion and grilled about her marital issue with Mauricio Umansky, saying, "Where does this leave us with the Kyle and Mauricio thing?" This is what she asked Andy. I will play the clip, but I know how NBC Universal is. Every time that I have played anything from them, on this show, it gets flagged and they want to copyright and do all this other crap. When it's just as a class, we're just showing the clips. I'm not trying to own it. Not trying to steal it. But these copyright people and their stuff, they be playing it in my face. I'm gonna just read it. And she said, as somebody who got eviscerated, I would like to see everybody get the same treatment. This is what she said. Denying having bad blood with Kyle, the expensive singer said, I love her. She's a dear friend of mine, but fair is fair. Now, last season, if y'all don't remember, Erika was grilled over her involvement with her ex-husband, Tom Girardi's fraud case. Now, upon watching the new clip, fans showed an agreement with Erika, saying, I would love to see Kyle on the true hot seat. It would be interesting to see her sweat for once in a reunion and dealing with something other than her sister's drama. One fan commented. Another said, I cannot believe that I'm agreeing with EJ, but I am. Come on, Kyle, it's your turn. Be honest. Meanwhile, Kyle got candid about her relationship with Mauricio in a recent episode of Beverly Hills, the one I did catch up. So I watched both episodes last night, saying that I feel like every time I go to one of these events, there's a lot of whispering and watching Mauricio in me. And this is what she admitted in a confessional on the Wednesday, January 17th episode. She said, which feels very strange. They're amazing every more and they're analyzing every move or hand gesture. It's very weird. Now, yeah, because when I watched the episode, I have to say, Mauricio pissed me all the way off. Number one, they did a juxtaposition. So before they went to this event, which was child, I can't wait with Dorit's freaking charity, the Homeless Not Toothless. What y'all really need to change the title of that damn charity. What is Homeless Not Toothless? That is the stupidest name for a charity I've ever heard. But that notwithstanding, the charity looked fabulous. I love the decorum. Paula Abdul made an appearance. William H. Macy made an appearance. I don't know if his wife made the appearance. Felicity Huffman. I wasn't paying attention, but I did see he was on the red carpet. So Paula Abdul made an appearance. They had Taylor Dane sang. I was like, bitch, I feel like I'm in the 80s watching all these people up here. So yeah, Paula Abdul that showed up. Like I said, Taylor Dane was the performance because, I guess with PK, he's able to get them. Remember one time they had Boy George show up because he's a client. So they had that, and Mauricio shows up for the Homeless Not Toothless event. But you couldn't show up for your wife, Kyle, when she was going through her situation with her best friend unaliving herself, and then she put this memorial thing together where everybody showed up. Kim was there, Richards. You saw, oh my God, who's the chick that spilled? Her other friend was there, the one that spilled the tea about the OJ trial, Faye Resnick. She was there. We saw all the people that was there, but Mauricio couldn't show up because he probably was out here hunching other women in other countries, trying to pretend that he out here working for that business that he got. Oh, I'm flying here, I'm flying there. And then they was in the car and Kyle was like, oh, well, he don't ever tell me where he's going when he be jumping on planes and going on trips and going here and going there. He don't tell me that. But now I'm going to go and now I'm telling him, okay, I'm going to Ohio with the women. Now I'm going to Spain with them next week. Oh, and then he looking all uncomfortable, like trying to, and you can tell, like, based on the body language, they're saying things, but trying to watch how they come across in front of the cameras. I can't stand when people be producing themselves in front of cameras. I hate when y'all do that because it's like, you know what? Now y'all on the chopping block and I'm not bringing y'all asses back next season. So I'll say this to wrap this up. If Kyle plays in our face at this damn reunion and don't want to be transparent and tell us what's going on, are you getting your box eaten by Morgan Wade? Are you and Mauricio getting a divorce? Are you now batting it, sticking your toe in the lady pond? If you're not going to sit up here and be transparent and tell us the tea, then you need to leave. You need to be on the chopping block. You need to be Candy Burst. Because Candy out here trying to act like, oh, we don't have time to be sitting around here waiting for y'all to show up and decide when you're going to bring the Real Housewives of Atlanta back. Well, bitch, if you're not going to give us nothing to chew on for this show because y'all getting paid millions of dollars a season to be on a reality show, then you don't need to be here no more. So I do agree with Erika. Like, everybody needs to be treated fairly. The problem is Andy Cohen has his favorites. He likes to play the favorites. He wants everybody to be his BFF. He got everybody's damn phone number. He hanging out with all these girls behind the scenes and stuff instead of being a damn executive producer of these housewives. He got them all running around here trying to kiss the ring. So that's what kind of irritates me about him and why it's just like, I can't get behind him. So look, like I said, they're about to film this reunion a week from today, which is Friday. So that's what I'm looking forward to when they when it comes down to that. So I'll be keeping my eye on, and shout out to Crystal, because Crystal went, and when she called Anne Marie a bitch, child, I damn near fell out my chair. Because I was like, I can't stand Anne Marie. This better be a one and done season. Like, I'm all for diversity and bringing black women onto the show, but send her ass back with the hell she came. When she spent the whole damn show, the last couple episodes, talking about Sutton's esophagus. Like, bitch, you ain't got nothing else going on in your life. You want to talk about people's throat? Like, she was getting on my damn nerves. I don't particularly care for her. She gotta go. But keep Garcelle, because I live for Garcelle. Garcelle's always been my girl. So, and I know people be getting mad at her, but so, oh well, stay mad. uh, okay, so Robert says, I think Andy has his favors until you hold him. And that's why I say, you know what? It's funny how Erika had to be politically correct with what she said in regards of like, oh, well, you know, that's my girl and I love her, but fair is fair. If y'all going to hold my feet to the fire, you got to be able to hold other people's feet to the fire too. So I wholeheartedly agree with that. And I'm like, you know what? We have to be fair on these shows. And if Kyle's gonna get one, and like, if Kyle's gonna get her feelings over what Erika said, then I'm like, okay, well, I don't see like you being a real friend then, because if I can't call you out on your shit, then because real friends do that. Like, one of the things I always appreciate about friends that I have is that, you know, if I say or do something and you feel like, oh, you're not being right, or you're not being transparent, or you're not being fair, or you being a little hypocritical, whatever, I expect my friends to call me out on that. It'll sting for a bit and I'll be mad and I'll be ready to cuss your ass out. But then the thing that I love about being a Virgo is that we internalize everything. So it gets me to thinking, I'm like, you know what? That heifer was right. So I do appreciate those moments when people call me, and my real friends have done that, and which is why they asses are still around. Now, if you're gonna be fake and phony, and then you see like situations going on, you're not willing to come up and tell me, then I can't fuck with you, because I'm like, okay, so now you're being phony and you're being fake, and I can't be around it. But I like when people look. Why you think that for certain friends that, especially like Lindsay Aguilera, when we used to do the show or something together, she would hold me accountable and say, "Now, Chris, now you did," and I'm like, okay, bitch, you right. So this is why I keep certain friends that I have around, because it's like they willing to call me out on the stuff that I said. Now you said, I said, now you right, even though I said what I said. I said, okay, you correct. So, like I said, I appreciate that. So I will be keeping an eye on this story, and I can't wait to see that damn reunion, because I'm gonna break that shit down on this show. Okay, so now speaking of housewives, let's talk about Lanithia Monique Leakes, who got stopped by TMZ and was giving her weighing in on the whole dramatic split with Kim and Kroy. So Leakes, who's 56, was asked about her former best friend's dramatic split from her husband, Kroy Biermann, and the Real Housewives of Atlanta alum revealed that she recently ran into Zolciak, who's 45. Child, I can't believe she's 45, because Kim look older than that, and got an update on how she's been navigating the heartbreak. Now, according to Page Six, the Real Housewives of Atlanta alum revealed that her former peach-clutching co-star is struggling to navigate through the split amid financial woes. And so I do have the clip. I want to play that for y'all so y'all can hear it. Please hold. Yeah, because, okay, so we got to hear. And, oh.
Look, there was some rumors talking about like that you had been seen with Kim Zolciak.
Oh, I just ran into Kim. I haven't been seen. I saw her in a restaurant a couple of days ago.
Exactly. And did you get the idea that like, yo, there's some chance for reconciliation? How she's doing with Kroy?
She and I don't. Oh no. Oh. I don't know. I mean, we didn't talk about it. She just said that she was having a hard time. And other than that, we just kept it positive.
That's right. I mean, you know what?
She looked great.
That's look at. I love that uplifting.
Yeah, she did.
I love
that. Looked great. She's nice and small, and she looks really good.
You know what? That's probably that's what we don't see a lot. You know, when people are in these situations, the uplifting of each other. I like that.
You know, nobody ever wants to see a family breakup because kids are involved.
Absolutely. Hey, any message to the family?
Oh no, I hope they can figure it out.
Hey.
Whether together or apart, because your happiness and your peace is the most important.
Hey, I see you got yours too.
Yes, I got it.
Yeah, hey, God bless you. See you.
So there's that. And you know what? I like the fact that NeNe took the high road, and they're on good terms, and she said what she said and about all that. But I do feel bad, like all the drama that we've been talking about with the family and stuff. I do kind of feel bad for Kim in the aspect of like, yeah, there are kids involved that um that with all that drama and stuff that's going on between them and her and Kroy and all the other stuff, and how it's playing out in the media, and then you got Kroy running outside and screaming at the police and body cams and all this other craziness. So it's unfortunate where their relationship is. I just kind of wish that they would just file the paperwork for the divorce, go on their separate ways, because I don't feel like there's any chance of reconciliation. I do feel like because things have gotten out of control, they are completely broke. Kim's got an addiction to spending money and living beyond her means, and a gambling issue and all that other stuff. And unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles. I don't know. I don't even think there's not enough therapy in the world that is going to recoup this situation and fix their marriage and all this other stuff. So go y'all separate ways. Figure out how they're going to sell this house, because like I told y'all yesterday when we talked, did we do a show yesterday? The last show I don't remember. Sometimes I be doing so many shows. I don't remember if I did one yesterday. I think I did do one yesterday. So the show I did yesterday, I talked about how they slashed the price for their mansion. That initially it was at $6 million. They slashed another $1 million from the price because they can't get anybody to buy the damn mansion. So the 15,000 square foot property is now on the market for $4.5 million. I still stand by the whole idea that they're gonna have to slash it again, because I don't see nobody paying $4.5 million for that mansion. I really don't. I think they're gonna have to go for a solid 3, maybe 3.5. So I just don't see, like, I think they spent $2 million themselves on that mansion, but the property value, all the stuff, I just definitely see that maybe it's gonna go for at least a good $3.5 million, and that's it. Like, I don't see them spending more. But yeah, like I said, my heart breaks for the fact of the family, the kids, and what they're dealing with, and they're probably going to school and being because I don't know if they go to private school or public school, but regardless of the fact, kids is in school, they having to deal with their parents fighting in real time, and it's all over social media, and kids can be cruel. So that's why I feel bad. I don't feel bad for Kim, because Kim is a hot ass mess, and she's in denial, and she needs to get her ass back to work. I said the last time she worked was when she did The Surreal Life, where she was allegedly flirting with Chet Hanks, who likes doing Jamaican patois in his spare time. So good luck to you, Kim, because you're gonna need a child on how you gonna get your coins. Maybe they need to bring her back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, whether we want to see it or not. Child, let's get into this story. Let's get into this Halle Berry tea. So y'all already heard that Halle had her baby back in December, named the son Halo. Now, it's funny when I hear Halo, I can't help but think of the Beyonce song. And her connection to Beyonce. So I wonder if they did come up with the name because of the whole, Beyonce connection, the baby. So I know everybody's like, oh, Halo is like this. Everything gonna be about Beyonce. But I'm like, the connection that kind of makes me wonder. But anyway, so she had the baby, and now she's been recently posting pictures about the pregnancy. Like, she showed her and her sister dancing on TikTok with, she had the baby at the time. So now she's uploading all the things that she was doing while she was pregnant all over social media. And people are dragging Halle Bailey because they feel like she was gaslighting them the whole time. They dragged Funky Dineva because Funky Dineva was speculating when he was on TGIF. People dragged him. And I remember he said, all y'all hoes owe me an apology because I said something and y'all was making it seem like I was picking on her. Then people on social media was talking about it. And they got and then she's getting on social media and talking about, if one more person talk about my nose. I was like, bitch, what you gonna do? Nothing. So you getting mad over that. Then her sister Kroy jumping on social media trying to go at it with the fans. And then DDG was out here spilling it. Like, there was one point, like, the speculations was there. Like, how all of a sudden she went baggy clothes and sweatpants. The titties was down on her damn stomach. Nobody's titties sagged that damn early in their 20s. Then you wear, bigger clothes. You wear bigger dresses on the thing. I didn't even know the girl was pregnant when she was promoting not on The Color Purple, but The Little Mermaid. She was pregnant then. So all this stuff is coming out. People talking about your nose spread, your face get fatter. They're noticing the signs. There's been enough women on this earth that has pushed out babies that know the signs to being pregnant. So now you're getting mad because people speculate. Then people trying to compare her to Kylie. I was like, we're not going to do that. Because one thing about Kylie Jenner, we didn't even know she was pregnant with baby number 2. There was speculation, but Kylie didn't go on social media gaslighting her damn fans like she did. And then DDG was. He was gaslighting at one point, but then also he was kind of putting the breadcrumbs out there. He put himself holding the baby in a music video that I don't even remember the name of it, and I don't know if people cared enough about the damn song. I don't even think it charted. Then he was out here, there was one video where they showed that he was live, and then Halle walks past, and you could see the baby bump. Then there was there was a video that came out where I guess it was live, and it was something, you hear the baby crying in the background, which confirmed that there was a baby somewhere. Somebody had a baby. So now she want to come out and pull up pictures of her doing underwater photo shoots and a whole baby situation. And now you want to act brand new, and that's why people's dragging. People are not dragging about having a baby. If you want to have privacy and have a baby, I feel like you're entitled to do that. You're entitled to go out and have your baby and be a mother and all that other stuff. Nobody's throwing that against you. Nobody's holding that against you. If you want to be pregnant, be pregnant. I applaud anybody that want to do that, but I understand why they did it. The fact of the matter was they didn't want, I think that because of her reputation or her image, because she had kind of this good girl image, she was a part of the Disney family, so they didn't want some unwed mother being out here promoting a baby or being pregnant. Hollywood's still on that in 2023/24, which is crazy. So she had to perpetuate a certain image. I get that. But I think the problem that people had is, like I said, they didn't like the fact that you was out here gaslighting your fans. You could be pregnant and have a baby, but you ain't had to come out here and make everybody look like Boo Boo the Fool or feel like they were dumb or ignorant for asking or being curious about you having a baby. So that's why people mad. Or that's why they it's great, but now you want to be out here and share the fact that you having a baby, and now you want to start posting all these videos on social media. Now we don't give a damn. It's like you should have just said what you said in the beginning. Either you let us know in the beginning, or you should have just took more of the Kylie Jenner approach and don't say a goddamn word and keep the shit secret. That's what you should have did. So I think that's why a lot of people lost respect for her. And I feel like the real downfall for her is going to be that damn baby father of hers, because he's out here clout chasing. He's the one out here that's using you and your success and that baby as a way to get attention. That's what he's doing. So y'all getting mad at all this other stuff. I would be mad at her too, because too many people in her circle have been out here spilling tea and making her look bad. She out here coming at the fans. Her sister out here trying to act like she about to windmill a bitch. When you ain't gonna do nothing either. Y'all a bunch of good girls trying to play in a bad girl's field. Y'all are not about that life. Stay over there and do what y'all do. I know y'all saying that a lot of people get mad. They say, oh, well, Cohen and Halle's not problematic. But y'all trying to play in these little spaces. You starting to act like Tamar. That all of a sudden, you're not about that life, but y'all want to play in that life, because a lot of these good girls want to play in bad girl spaces or bad boy spaces. Y'all get with these men because, y'all get a little whiff of dick and y'all don't know what to do with yourselves. So I don't know what she's seeing, DDG. Yeah, he cute. He probably got a big old dick, but that comes a dime a dozen. You can fart in the corner and find somebody with a big old ding-a-ling that'll treat you way better than he does. But if that's what you want, sis, that's what you stuck with. Well, at this point, yeah, she is stuck with it because now there's a baby involved. So it is what it is. So like I said, congratulations to you. I'm glad you're a mother. I'm glad you're out here doing what you're doing, but you want to know something? You didn't help the situation by gaslighting the fans, and now you want to upload stuff to your social media, and now you get mad at people for asking, or you're confirming the very thing that you claimed that you wasn't. Like I said, you should just kept it moving. You should have kept it quiet. Had your team make sure when you was on the red carpet, don't you ask me no questions about whether or not I'm pregnant if there's rumors. Make sure that you know when you have the mainstream bloggers and influencers and all the people up there that's on the red carpets for these movies and stuff, they know, they understand the game. They know what not to say and what to say and all this other stuff. They play that up. If people want to speculate on social media, let them. That's what you should have did. So the mistake was that you was out here saying all this foolishness, and now people out here looking at you sideways. And now it's like, girl, I feel like you lost the trust of the people. So anything that goes on in your life that comes out, people are going to be ready to come at your ass. So be careful what you wish for, sis. Okay, so let's read the comments. Okay, so the fact that she had a child with him after he embarrassed her and expressed how he was jealous of her, exactly. Because I'm glad you brought that up, because there was a thing. He did a whole thing about when she was coming out doing a Little Mermaid. He tried to sabotage that. Oh, which movie should I watch the original animated version? Now you know her ass wasn't in that damn movie. Now you want to sit out here and be jealous. So to me, it's like he's jealous of her because he's insecure, and a lot of these men who are insecure get jealous of their women who have the bigger career. Hence why I compared their relationship to Cardi B and Offset. They give me very much that. This sounds like a repetitive behavior when it comes to them. They give me Cardi B and Offset tease. And don't be surprised if their relationship end up like that, where she will end up with as a baby mother, never gonna put a ring on it, except Cardi and Offset are married. So they gotta go through the whole paperwork of splitting up if that ever happens. I don't know what's gonna happen with them, because we haven't heard anything. Cardi B is smart and keeping it to herself for now. Because I guess she focused on the album finally. But with them, I don't see their relationship lasting. You're going to be another notch on his belt, a baby mother. I don't even know if he has other children. He probably does. I would be surprised. Because a lot of these young boys out here just laying low and spreading their wild with all these girls. And they thinking they got the magic pussy that's going to change their man into what it is they want. And they realize you ain't nothing but another damn statistic. Remember Sierra did that shit when she was with Future? You know, a lot of you girls get out here with these certain type of dudes that act a certain type of way and think y'all got that magic coochie that's going to change these men into really you being the one that changes them. And then you realize you ain't got yourself nothing but a damn bum. People ain't going to change. A leopard will never change the spots. Trust and believe. I said she learned nothing from these women who date married down. But that's something she's going to have to learn the hard way. I hope this won't be the case, but there's too much of a pattern. That's why I said all the stuff I said before I read your comment. Even when she showed the pic with her and DDG, Whitney and Bobby, I found deeply disturbing. Well, child, we already know what was the relationship with Whitney and Bobby, but they had that whole crack den in that bathroom with all them drugs and stuff up on there. Who sold that picture? Was it one of Whitney relatives? I'm trying to remember that one. And then I think Kanye bought the photo. Did he ever make that his album cover? Because I remember hearing something or another that was going to be the tea. I said, you a messy queen. Because Kanye do give me messy queen teas. Men like DDG will purposely get girls like Halle pregnant, hoping it will sabotage their careers when they feel threatened. It could be, and she probably don't realize that she's being controlled, or it could be the fact that she don't care. And we'll see if this baby does affect her career, because we know how Hollywood is when it comes to young girls having babies and being mothers and stuff. You see, Cardi B had 2 damn kids, and she has yet to put out that damn sophomore album. So, and she wasn't even 30 by the time she had her 2 children. So, we'll see how this affects her career. Will people care about a Halle Bailey solo album? Will she be able to get out there and do that? I think at this point, her and Chloe need to get back together and do another duo record. I think that's what's going to have to happen at this point, because I feel like solo, I don't know what else we could see Halle in that people will actually care and want to see. But I could be wrong, but that's just my instinct at the moment. All right, so let's move on and get to our next topic. And speaking of music and do people care, let's talk about Normani. Okay, so Normani was on the red carpet promoting her new film Freaky Tales alongside my baby father, Pedro Pascal, and Dominique Thorne. The singer opened up about her long-awaited debut album. So she said it's coming. I can tell you when the last time Normani been trying to put out music or how long it's been, but I told you it's probably been as long as that damn other reality show, Rhythm and Flow, been off the air. She been trying to put out a new album. But I do have the clip of excuse me, of Normani. Speaking of which, I'm like, hold on, because this thing is acting a fool again. I hate if you don't post something long enough that it don't show up. But I'm gonna play this clip of Normani on the red carpet.
I mean, honestly, just being able to see me in a different light, like when I was younger, I did so many different things. And obviously, like, music is me through and through. And I've had the opportunity, and I will continue to really just like do my thing in that space. But it was really cool. I want to say like experiencing something new that I had never really touched before. And with just an amazing cast. Anna and Ryan, they really like believed in me from my first audition and just really taking a chance and like begging on me, you know. And I felt like on set, like for me, I was like a kid in a candy store because I just love to like, I'm like a sponge. I love to just learn new things, and just the cast was really encouraging because like I felt like I was the newbie, you know, like everybody else is like big vets, which I was just honored to even be a part of and just like participate or have any type of participation in any shape or form. So like just the fact that I got to take in everything that I saw them do, like they inspired me on set truly. So I hope that that translated in the film.
Okay, I'm sorry, no shade, but I was totally distracted by Pedro Pascal. So I didn't even hear a word she said. But look, she said the album is coming. She said she's excited. The artwork is fire. This is what she told Deadline on January 18th. And she said that she wants it to come out just as bad. But I don't know what's going on. So if it's the best music she's ever made and she's getting the fans hyped up, I'm curious to hear it. Look, 2024, in my opinion, I feel like it's going to be a good year for music. We have Ariana Grande about to release her new album in March. It's called Eternal Sunshine. I wanted her to do Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind so bad. Now I wanted her to name the album that. And Normani, we've been, she's got the I don't know if she's got the X Factor, but she's the complete package. She could sing, she could dance, she's a pretty girl. She, I would love, I know Hollywood, the industry gets all in a ways where they want black girls to only do R&B when we have created so many genres in the music world. And it's like, she's a pop girl. If she want to make pop songs, she should be able to make them same pop songs that little Miss Spray Tan Ariana Grande gets to make. So I don't like the idea of like how the industry likes to play that up, but I definitely am looking forward to hearing what she has coming out. Now, as far as like it coming out this year and she keeps teasing the fans and bringing that stuff up, I'll believe it when I hear it. Because how long has nobody been talking about she about to release music and we have yet to get an album or a song, or there'll be a song that comes out and it comes and goes like a fart in the wind. So I want to be optimistic and I want to, root for her, and I'm low key rooting for her, and I'm saying it on a live stream. But look, I believe it when I hear it. I hope that this is true, but I don't know. It just seems like every time she speaks of this album and she's talking about there's so many great things, it seems like the record industry is doing whatever they can to sabotage her. And don't get me wrong, I love the idea of like someone, if you're still trying to figure yourself out and figure out what you're doing, you don't know who you are as an artist yet. I say take your time, figure out who you are, and work on those things. But I think people are tired of you edging them. The time has come for you to release this album. So I'm going to take a word for it. I'm going to hope and pray that this album comes out in 2024. And then we'll get a taste of, a couple of singles, like maybe at least release 3 songs before we get the album. But I ain't holding my breath. So seeing is believing, and I believe it when I hear it. So there's that. Okay, so we got some comments. Felix said it's been, like 5 years? Like that, give or take. Now, Chris, give my good sis Normani her grace. She's been doing what's going through. Yeah, I do agree. She's been going through a lot in her personal life, but me, I gotta throw a little shade. But you're right. I do give her grace. I know she's going through a lot behind the scenes, a lot of personal stuff. So I'm glad that she's worked through that. But I feel like the time has come. She got to come out here and deliver a record. Otherwise, people are going to move on to the next thing. Like, we'll see if people stick around and they're actually excited for her. But you know what? They always say as well, good things come to those who wait. So I'm curious to see what she's going to come with. And hopefully she comes with something, because pop music could use some saving right now. And she got her modeling gig, which has served in various photos. And you know what? She's got a little coin coming through with that. And I feel like if you have other side gigs, that also helps with you having to put up the money for your. Because didn't she say at one point she had to put up her own money for a music video, which is ridiculous. If I signed to a damn record label, y'all supposed to be handling that. This is why I keep telling you artists, stop signing to these fucking record labels. They're not doing what needs to be done in regards to the talent. Go independent. She's got herself a nice little niche group of people that, of hardcore fans. And put set a budget. It's going to be harder, but at least, get a distribution, kind of like what Kylie Minogue did, what Jennifer Lopez did, what Lenny Kravitz did. They're all releasing stuff through, oh my God, what is I don't know why I'm thinking of PEG. PEG is what all the drag queens signed to. Sphera Cristal is a part of PEG. I was hanging out with a couple of PEG people the other day when I was in Philly. So shout out to y'all. And I remember I've been knowing PEG since they was at the old location back when we were doing a photo shoot situation with Peppermint, who I believe was kicked off the very first episode of what was that reality show? Oh, the spoiler alert. The Traders. I have to get around to watching that, but BMG, I knew it was something. I said PEG, BMG. Yeah, they're all a part of that situation where they're independent, but they're releasing the music and stuff. That the distribution deal is BMG. So I'm actually looking forward to that. Yep, she had to use her own money for Wild Side music video, if I remember correctly. That's why I said I remember certain things. I could never remember the names of this, that, and third, but I do remember details. That's what you'll get me. And it's I'm glad God gave Normani the clearance to release music. We're not going. Because she said God told her it's time to release his music. That we're not gonna go there with that. But when we want to be messy, we could be. I love mess on this show. Okay, so how many votes? Okay, so we got 3 more topics left in the show, and then we are out of here. Okay, so let's take it back to like the 90s and talk about All My Children, Susan Lucci, and Sarah Michelle Gellar. Because I don't know if y'all knew, but back in the day, these two had a beef. They play mother and daughter on All My Children, and they're talking. Sarah Michelle Gellar is spilling tea. So, for those of you who didn't know, Sarah Michelle Gellar originated the role of Erika Kane's devious daughter, Kendall Hart, on All My Children from 1993 to 1995. Now, according to Radar Online, it says the former TV vampire slayer, Sarah Michelle Gellar, once might have been tempted to drive a stake through the heart of soap opera legend Susan Lucci. According to a sensational report, Lucci wasn't welcoming to Gellar when they worked together on All My Children. First of all, this tea is so old, and I cannot believe y'all sit up here talking about this because we knew there was a beef going on back when Sarah Michelle Gellar was on the show, that there was a rumor that Susan had her fired because she won the Emmy before her, and she was, overshadowing her. First of all, you can't deny that Sarah Michelle Gellar is an exceptional actress. She could act her ass off, which is why she was perfect for playing Buffy, because that show, even though it was so absurd, the acting and the metaphors that they were using at that time when I was a kid growing up watching it, you needed someone who could really play off of that to kind of bring those ideas to life. But anyway, let's get into the tea. So Gellar, who's now 46, was just 16 years old in 1993 when she was cast to play the long-lost daughter of Lucci's character, Erika Kane. Apparently, Lucci was just as tough on Gellar as villainous Erika was on daughter Kendall. Gellar previously said her interaction with Lucci was not the easiest situation on the show. Now, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer star made a point to note, "I'm being polite by not saying what I'd like to say." Gellar left the daytime TV show in 1995 and found fame 2 years later as Buffy, but sources reportedly claimed that she carried a grudge, never responding to notes Lucci sent praising her for successfully balancing her acting career and role as wife to Freddie Prinze Jr., who's 47, and mom of 2 children, Charlotte, who's 14, and Rocky, who's 11. However, Gellar has reportedly softened her stance in recent years, especially after Lucci, who is 77, battled heart problems and lost her beloved husband, Helmut Huber, in 2022. I didn't even know her husband passed away. Looking back, Sarah now believes it was Susan who pushed her and showed her the acting ropes, an insider told the National Enquirer. She said she would feel horrible if something happened to Susan before she can heal those old wounds. Now, according to the source, Gellar had made strides to repair the broken relationship with her former on-screen mom, adding she finally contacted Susan to invite her out to lunch next time she's in LA. Now, they said the 46-year-old actress appeared to do a lot of reflecting as of late in her early days in the industry, and not just with the way she was allegedly treated by Lucci. And you should also remember that, Sarah has come out and she's also spoke about the extremely toxic male set that was fostered on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and called out Joss Whedon in the process. She wasn't the only one, because it was Charisma Carpenter that came out and said some shit about him too. And I believe that there was something where her being pregnant on the set of Angel that got her fired and they killed her off over on the Angel series, which I love when Cordelia and Angel was on that spinoff. I love the fact that she kind of went over there and had her own thing, that they was able to find something to do with her character. So I love Buffy and I love Angel. Angel was more the edgier show. I'm glad I think around season 2 they tried to step away from, okay, so now we're kind of finding our identity. Let's remove ourselves from trying to be the redheaded stepchild and attached to the teat of Buffy. And so let's kind of come off and do our own thing. So they finally found their stride right around season 2. Season 1 was playing too much into trying to play up the whole Buffy attachment, which is why, you know, season 1 is it's like the weakest season for me, but I get it. They were trying to find their groove at the time. So she said, for so long I was on set that I think was known for being an extremely toxic male set. So that was ingrained in my head, and that was all sets were like, and that women were pitted against each other. If women became friends, then we became too powerful, so you had to keep that down. And now that I've had this opportunity to work with so many more women and men that support women as well, I realize how easy an experience it can be. But unfortunately, we're still in that place where all of these departments a lot of times need to be women for us to have a voice. So I'm glad that, you know, sometimes when you're older, when you know better, you do better. At the time, you have to realize Sarah was a teenager playing on a soap opera. And what it was is that Susan Lucci was like, I've been doing this show for what? She was doing it for over 2 decades, maybe 3 decades at the time when Sarah Michelle Gellar came on. Because she did it in the 70s or 70s. Okay, so about 20. So, because she was on it since the 70s. So Susan Lucci was playing Erika Kane for over 2 decades by the time Sarah Michelle Gellar came on to play her daughter, her long-lost daughter, because, you know, she was a product of sexual assault, and her father was a damn pervert. Because remember, at one point, he tried to get Bianca when she was young. I remember that episode, too. I used to watch the soaps a lot with my mother when I was a kid. So, or as they like to call them, my stories. Now the new stories is the Real Housewives and all those type of shows. But I say all this, excuse me, I say all this to say is that, you know, I miss All My Children. I wish they would bring that back. I've been hearing stories that they were talking about bringing it back, and I'm glad that Sarah Michelle Gellar was like, you know what, because I'm older and now I understand. And sometimes when you're a kid and you're trying to find your way into the world and you're this up-and-coming actress and you're trying to find your way into this industry, and the industry was what it was back in the day, there's a lot of stories that people could tell you, myself included. So, you know, from being on movie sets and TV shows and all this other stuff and seeing what goes on behind the scenes. So I totally get where she's coming from. And I'm glad that she's seeing it in a way where it's like, you know what? I was a little like that whole energy situation, and I may have misread what Susan was trying to do, but she was basically being like, you know, I'm gonna be tough on you because this is how this business is. You have to understand that you can't come around here doing whatever, and then I'm gonna put you on that. So I applaud her for coming out and saying what this said. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I still watch the old episodes, that and Angel, and I like Sarah. Speaking of which, what happened to that show Wolfpack? Because I know she's on that too. And I hope that comes back for a second season. I actually like that show. I don't know how well it did, or if there's a season 2 coming, because there's been no mention of it. But I actually like that show. It's a spinoff of Teen Wolf. So I like that show. I hope it comes back for another season, because I like Sarah and I like what she plays in that whole supernatural, you know, monsters type of world. Because, you know, remember, she was an it girl back in the 90s. It wasn't just, you know, with that soap, you know, All My Children, and then doing Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She was like the go-to actress whenever they would do horror movies. It's particularly Scream 2. I know what you did last summer. Like, she was Cruel Intentions. Like, she was an it girl in the 90s. And now she's like, you know, an icon to the new kids, the new generation who's watching Buffy and all these other things. So I'm glad that they worked everything out. Okay, so now he said, okay, Robert, not too much on my talk about Normani. Oh, because a teen won an Emmy. That's like Glenn Close being beaten by Cher, which happened. Cher got the Oscar for Moonstruck over Glenn in Fatal Attraction. Mm-hmm. Have you heard the story where Sarah was in a lifetime ban from McDonald's over a Burger King commercial? Apparently, yeah, I remember she did the Burger King commercial, because I was watching something with her and they started bringing up a lot of her old commercials. She was another one who was like a child star who was doing a lot of commercials before she made it big on TV. She's also a New Yorker, so that's another reason why I love me some Sarah Michelle Gellar. That also made it illegal that you can't gun. Mm-hmm. So I don't think I remember that story, but I do remember that there was something surrounding that. But yeah, so let's move on and get to our second and last topic, which let's talk about Kelly Osbourne. So I do remember this, by the way. So Kelly Osbourne recently got candid with Rolling Stone and reflected on her now infamous 2015 remark on The View. I think she was a guest co-host that day, in which she said, if you kick every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning our toilets? Donald Trump? Osbourne was a guest on The View when the panel discussed Trump's stance on immigration. The former TV host then delivered the remark, which was not as well received as she hoped. You mean the same as when Raven Simone was talking about black people being named Watermelon Drea? Remember that stupidness? She said it hurt a lot of people. That to me by far makes it the worst thing I've ever done. This is what she told Rolling Stone. I realize that I'm not great on live TV and that words are so powerful, and to be labeled as something you're not is really difficult, but it happened. There's nothing I can do. It's the most cringe moment in my entire life, she confessed, adding that she received death threats in the aftermath. Well, goddamn. You mean Latinos was all upset over what she said when in fact there's so many Latinos out here that be trying to act like they white and be trying to deny the colored side of them? But that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. It's the most cringe moment of my entire life. That's what she said. So Osbourne has been forced to relive her all-time low since it's gone viral and people on TikTok using the soundbite to reference different aspects of everyday life. That's also the worst part of being in entertainment is that people will dig up stuff that you said and constantly bring it up. Even if you apologize a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, people will still find that video, will bring it up and try to go viral by referencing it. And then you have to constantly apologize. And it's Osbourne admitted in a Facebook post shortly after the 2015 incident that she used a poor choice of words and will not apologize for being a racist, as I am not. She also told Tomas Mir of Rolling Stone that the country is built on immigrants and slavery, and called Latin American culture the backbone of America. And black people with the slavery, who else built the damn White House? It wasn't Latinos, but let's keep going. She took it even further by saying Latin Americans are the hardest working people you will ever meet. Well, I guess she never met a Jamaican, because they work hard too. Asked, who's the Kelly you see in that video? The 39-year-old told Mir, oh, a self-righteous little cunt. Ooh, she said, to see you next Tuesday. Where she said, charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. She said, I hate it. I hate it so much because I look at it and I'm like, you think you know everything and you know nothing. Nobody wants to hear your opinion on this. She also went on to add, nobody wants to hear from a white person about race. No one, they don't. I learned the hard way. Well, I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if I agree that nobody wants to hear from a white person about race. I think people do want to hear about white people on race in regards of saying that we acknowledge that slavery and all these other things have played a part in what America was built upon. Like we got Nikki Haley, I forgot her her government name, because she be out here trying to whitewash her name like she's not part South Asian. Miss Mama's got some Indian up in her, similar to Kamala Harris, but she out here trying to act like because she done hunched the white man and married him that she a part of that community, because she over here trying to get the Trump supporters, the MAGAs, to come over on her side. Sis, you're not getting them people. So I don't know why you out here trying to flip-flop and pretend to be something you're not. You're not getting that demographic. They're already voting for Trump. So you need to figure out what you're doing with that. The same thing with Kelly Osbourne. Kelly needs to realize that, you know what? Yeah, you made a gaffe. You made a mistake. Do I think she's racist? No. Now, her mother, Sharon, might be a different story, because some stuff she said I'd be side-eyeing her ass. But in regards to like race and things of that nature and how she tries to run, she sounds a bit Republican-esque. I don't know what her political party is. I guess because she's British, they don't vote over here like we do unless you're an American citizen. I don't know if she votes over on this side. I don't know if they have what their whole policies are over in the UK either when it comes to politics. I just pay attention to what goes on in my country, and if it has to do with worldwide, situations in regards to politics. But world news, I try to keep a vast idea of what's going on. But anyway, so I get what she was saying. I understood what she was saying at the time. I just felt like the way she articulated it did come across as racist. I understood what she was trying to say with that. But yeah, the way she came across, it's like, how people are in the industry. If you say something remotely a certain type of thing, people take it and they twist it and they put it in a word. But I understood what she was saying, but I just feel like she worded it wrong. She articulated in a bad way. Because I've been saying that too. It's like, okay, so who gonna clean your toilets? Because quiet as it's kept, who do be cleaning them bathrooms? Who do maintenance? Who does do housekeeping? It ain't regular Americans. They, the Latinos and people of color a lot of immigrants will do the jobs that a lot of these stank uptight ass Americans will not do. And then get mad and talk about, oh, y'all coming over here taking our jobs. Like, the math ain't math. Sometimes, like, make up your damn mind. So I be confused when they say stuff like that. So, like I said, Kelly, I understand where you was coming from. I understand what you were saying. It's not a big deal, but I already know people gonna continue to bring this up and make you feel bad and try to find it as a way to go viral and make it a moment about them. So it's not even about what you said. It's all about people out here trying to be, these big influencers and have a moment at your behalf. That's the way I see it. But you know what? I also realized that not a lot of people out here are personalities that can come out and say things and understand where they're coming from. Not everybody has that ability to be a personality like what I do or so many other people do, where they can get up here and they are well versed in certain things that they talk about and bring you the knowledge and the education and know of what they speak. So I do live for my white allies where they talk about immigration, slavery, all those things, and acknowledge that slavery is a big part of the foundation of America and what has been built upon. This whole thing of DeSantis and all them other and his kitten heels and these other people that want to sit and act like slavery didn't exist and all these other things, and people saying slavery is a choice, but y'all thinking because you ban books and you get rid of all these things, you outlaw, you trying to act like this is footloose, but y'all want to outlaw shit, then you think that by removing it, it doesn't exist. But I'm like, first of all, we got Amazon, we have Google, we can look up if we want to get a book. You ban the shit. I mean, I know plenty of people that's giving away banned books and stuff. Pink was just doing that on her tour, I think when she went to Florida, had a whole situation set up when you was giving away free books. My mother does this thing where she works she volunteers at the library and they was giving away books and stuff. So there's a lot of people that do the job that when the politicians out here try to tell you all these lies and say all this other stuff, there's people out here that's doing the Lord's work. So there's that. I do see we have a couple of comments. I get what she was trying to say. Yeah, that's what I said in so many words. What I was trying to get to, because I get very direct with my commentary. It's like it'll be a little long-winded at times getting to the point. But yeah, like I said, it's like I get what she was trying to say. And she executed it poorly. Exactly. Perfectly said. And then she should have said something like, you want to ban them, but you want them for cheap labor that many Americans look down on because they see the jobs that undocumented immigrants get are beneath them. Well, someone like me would have probably had to have said that, because when you come from a place of privilege like the Osbournes and stuff do, I don't think she would have seen it in that way. But like I said, and like you were saying, it's like, I got where she was coming from, but yes, it was executed poorly, because a lot of times people really don't read between the lines or be like, you know what, I get what you were saying. It just, the way you came across it was just incorrect. People sometimes, they take things literally or at face value. And even if you say something where you got the evidence, they still will try to act like, people's minds and brains work funny when it comes to y'all be trying to pretend on some, on some mess. So there's that. And it's also because they want better high paying jobs or something like, well, don't we all? Because sometimes even with the amount of money that you making, they take so much out of the damn taxes. Okay, so let's get to our final topic. Oh yeah, so I was saying, like, I was trying to do something yesterday. Nobody really participated, but if y'all in the comments, y'all want to ask anything that has not to do with today's topics on the show, definitely drop it in the comments and we will address it after the show. We could be the last 10 minutes if y'all want to chime in with some stuff and talk about what's going on in the media and celebrity news, gossip, whatever that we ain't bring up on the show that you want to discuss. Okay, so let's talk about our final topic, which is Drag Race España All-Stars. So they revealed the queens. I know, shout out to Matty Rance, who, I know he did a whole breakdown. I think it might still be going on of Drag Race España and the queens and stuff. Me, as I realized, like, I'll mention Drag Race and all this other stuff in passing, but me having a breakdown, like what goes on with this show and who's doing this and that, I realize a lot of y'all that watch the show don't. There might be a few of you that care about Drag Race, but I am a Drag Race fan, so I like to bring up like announcements and that sort of thing in regards to like who's going to be on the show. So I do it more like an entertainment news type of situation. But me having to do a whole recap of a show, I don't have the patience to bring all that up. So according to the reports and stuff, it says that Drag Race España is supposed to be coming out in February 4th, which is a Sunday on Wow Presents. But I think Sundays is usually when they drop all the Drag Race España shows anyway. And I actually, out of the many spin-offs that they do, Drag Race España is actually one of my favorite spin-offs. I don't really watch a lot of the international shows. Like I watch UK, I watch Like I said, I watch Spain, I watch UK, and I watch France. I like those. I try to get into all the other ones. Like sometimes I watch Thailand, sometimes I watch the Philippines. It depends. But me having to stick over, and Canada is real hard for me to stick out because a lot of the girls in there are irritating. I don't particularly care for the three hosts that they have. The only reason why I watched season 4 of this show was because of Melinda Virgo. She was the only reason why I watched the show because she was an unhinged, crazy mess, and I lived for it. But them other girls that was on there, like the one who should have won Drag Race Canada, I was mad because the one that won, I didn't want her to win. I wanted the runner-up to win. But anyway, so it's coming out on the 4th. And yes, we're getting Supreme Deluxe is returning, as well as judges Javier Calvo, Javier Ambrosi, and Ana Loki. Because they always say her name was always funny. Ana Loki. That's how they be saying this now. Is the Javier still married? I know they did that Veneno series, but I don't know what else they've been doing since then. But I do like them. But anyway, so the 9 fierce Spanish queens competing for the title of Spain's Ultimate Drag Superstar include Draxetlas from season 2, Hornella Gongora from season 3, Georgie Derkli from season 2, Onyx Unleashed from season 2, Paquita from season 3, Pink Chadora from season 3. I'm excited because Poopy Poison is coming back. She was like my favorite from season 1. Sagittaria from season 1 and Samantha Valentine's, from season 2. So each week the queen will compete in a variety of gag-worthy challenges and wig snatch and runway categories. That's according to the report. I'm actually excited, like I said, about the upcoming season. And yeah, it's like I said, it's like one of my favorite parts of Drag Race España and that whole situation. And I'm really excited for what's about to come with that. Okay, so we have come to the end of the show. Like I said, if y'all have anything y'all want to add to the show in the comments, I do appreciate those who have been in the comments, by the way. So shout out to Sailor Mermaid, shout out to Robert, shout out to Felix, shout out to all of you who have been in the comments commenting on today's topics, and shout out to those of you who are actually watching the live stream. Excuse me. I need some damn water. What is going on, man? It's like my nose itching. My throat is itching. Hopefully I'm not getting sick. It's not the booger sugar. I don't do that no more. I did that back in the day. I don't do that now, Chad. But and I stick to liquor and weed. But anyway, so I think it's because my sinuses, this weather is weird. I know it was snowing. I don't know if it stopped yet because it was flurries, all that stuff. I only been to the gym once this week because this weather has just been a hot ass mess. It's just like I ain't had the energy to go work out. But I'm still maintaining though. But yeah, I'm gonna go hard once this weather calms down because I can't. I hate the cold. That's one of the things I'm thinking. Like I may need to go, find somewhere. If I had the wherewithal, if I could just spend the winters in like a warmer climate like LA, and then just live by coastal, where I could spend 6 months in LA and then during the summer come back to New York because I live for New York in the summertime. I can't stand New York when it's cold. Because it just be cold, it be miserable, it's uncomfortable, the weather's always a mess, people got attitudes, I be wanting to punch people in the head. It's just a lot. So, who's patron? Or are you saying pardon? So, yeah, so, like I said, I'm over it. So, that's how I'm feeling in regards of all of this. But anyway, so like I said it before, thank you all for watching. Tune in next time for a brand new episode of Chris Avalon Unfiltered. Do yourselves a favor before you click off, if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, so that way you know exactly when I go live with a brand new episode. Who knows? If more tea spills out this weekend, I may do an episode this weekend. Until then, if not, you might see me do a show on Monday. It depends on how much tea comes out. I could never specifically off the top of my head, tell you when I'm going to come out and do a brand new episode. It just so happens it depends on if there's a lot of tea coming out in the media about celebrity news and gossip, and I got the energy or the time or the feelings to be like, you know what, let's go live and let's chat as a family and a class. I see us as family. So as a family, we all come on. I need a name for sidebar. I need a name for how the Barbs got Nicki Minaj got the Barbs, they got the Rebel Hearts, they got the Rihanna Navy. Maybe it's like, should we call each other, hey cousin? Should we call ourselves? Because I was like, I remember one time EJ said the Chrissies. I'm like, that sounds so gay. He said, let's call it the Chrissies. I was like, I don't know. I said the Abaloonies, the Abolutionaries. I don't know, something in that context. Or maybe they're like, hey, cuz, how y'all doing? Hey, cousin. Like it was like we see each other as family. Hey, fam. Oh, wait. Don't Tam and Hall. Hey, Tam. No, that's a Tam fam. She'll own the rest of the other stuff. So I don't know. We'll come up with something as a class. Well, I'll come up with something. I'm seeing the press call the Madonna lawsuit the most frivolous lawsuit ever to exist. We'll discuss that. It's funny. I'm trying to get over the line, but I did say, let's discuss some thing. Wait, hold on. Chrissy, classy hoe. Chris is classy. That's a mouthful. But yeah. In regards to this Madonna lawsuit, I do think it is frivolous, child. But like I said, do y'all know if Madonna, when the person that sued for the Madam X tour, did they get any money out of that? Did they get financially compensated for her showing up late? I don't know if that actually happened. So if they didn't get any money then, and it goes to show that, you know what, this is not the first time that somebody sued her over being tardy for the party. Can they get money? Y'all trying to pull this stomach, and then y'all also making New York look bad. Because first of all, New York, we got 24-hour service with the subways. I mean, I don't know if you was coming from Jersey to into New York, whatever, but you should know, child. At a certain point where Jersey Transit, I think they shut down at like midnight, and then they don't come back on until 5 a.m. So if you knew that shit, you knew there was a risk that you was going to take, and you should probably have planned accordingly, like get an Uber and figure it out, or like some people was doing, get an overnight hotel, stay in the city. I know it's expensive or whatever, but you could do an overnight situation for maybe like $100, $200 a night, and then check out the next day, or an Airbnb. That's what I did when I was in Philly. I did an Airbnb when I went to go do the whole Sofia Cristal event. A friend of mine, we both got a nice 2-bedroom Airbnb in the middle of Chinatown in Philly. It was a nice apartment. Y'all seen the videos and the pictures and stuff on my social media. It was a cute little situation, and I loved it. So, and it cost us like maybe $125 for a night. So you can do that, get an Airbnb that's real inexpensive, overnight situation. You get you get there, you get your room, whatever, how much they're going to charge you for it. Maybe it's a 4 o'clock check-in. You get yourself situated. You go to the damn event at 7:30, 8 o'clock, whenever. You don't have to get there early because Madonna get on about 10:30, 10:45. So you could have showed up at 9 o'clock and just wait a good 90 minutes. And then after that, get your ass to the Airbnb and stay there. And your checkout time probably be 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock, maybe afternoon, 12 o'clock. And take it from there. You got to plan accordingly when you do these things. You can't just be up in here just being like, oh, well, I'm suing. First of all, it's going to cost you more money to sue somebody than get your little, however you pay, how much you pay for the ticket back. I'll say she probably did like, some of the tickets was going for like what, $1,200. So if you paid $1,200 for the ticket, like how much you're going to actually get back? Because you got to pay your attorneys and all this other stuff. So I just don't see the point of the lawsuit. Quiet as it's kept. So, but I don't know how I feel about Chris's classy hoes. Hey, my classy hoes, welcome to the Chris Avalon Unfiltered show. Well, maybe I was talking the other day, like, pardon, excuse you, or excuse you, baloney wash. The theme song that we got. But anyway, so for the umpteenth time, because I'm glad Robert put that in, and we could just discuss that. Because wasn't that he sent me a thing about somebody talking about how the thing was frivolous. I think it was The Guardian that posted the article. But anyway, so yeah. Thank you all for watching. Tune in next time for the next episode. Do yourselves a favor, hit that like button, the subscribe button, the notification button, all that good stuff. If you want to follow me on my social media platforms, you are not following me already, look down in the description on YouTube, which lets you know my Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter, all the good stuff, my TikTok, all the things that I'm on, and my website, chrisavalon.com, where you can catch up on all the latest stuff. Oh, Roro's in the building. Did you just tune in? Because you've been awfully quiet. But yeah, we talked about a lot if you just now tuning in. But anyway, good to see you up in here as well. Oh, excuse me. And yeah, I ain't do no spoilers because he cussed me out the other day. They cussed me out the other day because I did a little spoiler. So, I'm gonna be putting my little disclaimers and things out here when it comes to when I talk about certain things that people possibly haven't seen yet. I gotta be more mindful of that. But anyway, so love you all. And then until next time, have a great weekend. Sailor Mermaid, enjoy the rest of your birthday. Good to see you spend another year around the world and you know, with the solar moons and all that other stuff, or maybe the Sailor Moon and all that good stuff. So until next time, as I always say, ciao, darlings. My Miss America.